වාණිජ, විද්‍යා, කලා, ගණිත, තාක්ෂණ වේදය, විෂය ධාරාවන් වල සියලුම විෂයන් සඳහා දැන් නැනපවුර YouTube channel ඔස්සේ නැරඹිය හැක.
ආයුබෝවන් හැමෝටම. අද තියෙන්නේ ඉකෝන් දේශනයක්. ඉතින් ප්‍රථමව අපි මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ අපේ නැනපවුර ෆවුන්ඩේෂන් එකේ නිර්මාතෘ ප්‍රභාත් නන්ද තිලකරත්න සර්. ඒ වගේම එතුමාගේ සංකල්පයක් යටතේ තමයි මේ හැම වැඩසටහනක්ම ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් අද දින මේ දේශනයට සම්බන්ධ වීමට නොහැකි ඔබට අපේ YouTube channel එක ඔස්සේ නරඹන්න පුළුවන්. අපේ YouTube channel එක subscribe කරන්න, ඒ වගේම comments කරන්න, share කරන්න, like කරන්න අමතක කරන්න එපා. ඒ වගේම විශේෂ කාරණයක් කියන්න තියෙනවා. අපි මේ දේශනේ යටි comment section එකේ දාලා තියෙනවා ඔබේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. ඒකට නිරවදිව උත්තර දෙන්න. එහෙනම් මේ ආරාධනය අපේ ඉකෝන් මිස්ටර් අයිබෝන් මිස්.
Ivan, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and thank you Nana Paura, and thank you Mr. Prabhat Nalandithilakaratna, and hello girls and boys. So today the topic is Introduction to Economics. So okay, we'll see definitions of economics. You can see my screen. Alfred Marshall, 1890. He's an influential economist. We'll see. A study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of material requisites of well-being. Thus, it's not one side a study of wealth, and on the other and more important side, a part of the study of man. That's how he defined economics. We'll see. The second one is Lionel Robbins. He is a British economist. He defined economics like economics is a social science which studies human behavior as a relationship between end and scarce means which have alternative uses. Then the third one is also a British economics known as John Maynard. So he introduced economics like economics is not an ideology or vision. It is a toolkit which helps to mind in order to make accurate decisions. Okay, we'll see. How do you define economics? Fundamental economic problem. Unlimitedness of want with compared to limited resources, or insufficiency of resources to satisfy unlimited human wants known as scarcity. As well as since resources are limited, it is not enough to satisfy unlimited human wants. This trade-off between wants and resources can be cited as the scarcity. It is the fundamental economic problem in the society. Then we will see what are the main functions of economics. First one, production, producing goods and services. Second one is distribution, distributing goods and services. Third one is consumption, consuming goods and services. Most important economic activity is consumption, and it drives all the other economic activities of production and distribution. Finally, we'll see what is economics in our point of view, or else your point of view. Economics is a science which study how people or human face scarcity. Examples: consumer, producer, scarcity problem by making a choice while doing production, distribution, and consumption. So therefore, economics study about economic human behavior. Then we will see economic way of thinking can be defined as like this, looking at a concept or problem or an incident in economic point of view. Okay, we'll see the principles of economic way of thinking. There are three principles. First, every choice has an opportunity cost. Okay, I'll define. Scarcity is the limitedness of resources with compared to unlimited human wants. Due to this limitation and since limited resources have multiple uses, people have to choose the best use to which resources should be utilized. This is known as a choice. If people choose something definitely, they have to sacrifice another thing. That satisfaction is known as opportunity cost. What? It's known as the opportunity cost. We will get an example like time is a scarce resource. You can see time for following alternative uses for a class, to sleep, to watch film. If you or me choose class option, you have to sacrifice or forego the next best option. Okay, the second one is rational self-interest. Every economic participator in the society make their choice in order to minimize their own sacrification or self-interest. For example, consumers choose cheapest goods from the supermarket to minimize their interest. Third one is marginalism, marginal analysis. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. Economy is identified as science. Conclusions and policies in the subject matter of economics are based on a scientific methodology. Moreover, the conclusion provided by the subject of economics are based on the analysis of real information and facts. So, economics is identified as a science. So, science, there are two types of science. We will classify them. First one is natural science and the second one is social science. What is natural science? Science which do natural study of human behavior, while social science is any science subject that study human behavior. Okay, we'll see examples for natural science. Biology, chemistry, physics, geology, astronomy. So those are the examples for natural science. We will see the social examples for social science: economics, political science, sociology. Okay. Now, economics studies rational behaviors of people in particular society in an economic point of view. Therefore, economic is cited as a social science. Economic is considered as queen of social science, right? Okay, we'll move to next slide. Differences between natural science and economics. Okay, we'll see. We will differ them. In natural science, we do not study human behavior, while in economics, we study about human behavior, how people behave in the society. Second one, in natural science, theories can be provided inside a lab, but in economics or a social science, theories cannot be provided inside a lab, but can provide in the society. Third one, in natural science, theories will not get differ from time to time, place to place, person to person. But in social science or else economics, theories will get differ from time to time, person to person, place to place. Right? Okay. I think you get this. Okay, next slide. Okay, we'll see what are the positive and normative statements. We'll see the definition for positive statement. Statements that explains what happened past or what is happening present or what will happen future, cited as positive statements. Okay, in normative statements, you'll see definition: statements that explains what should be happen or what must be happen, personal opinion or judge, can be known as normative statements. Okay, we'll see the examples for positive statements. We can get inflation rate in Sri Lanka, 2018 was 4.4%. Next, Sri Lankan cricket team will win 2024 World Cup. Those are the examples for positive statements. So I'll tell some examples for normative statements. Sri Lankan development program should be expanded. Then new boss appointed to the company is a great leader. So those are personal opinions or judge. So those are normative statements. Okay, in positive statements can be true or false, but if there is an ability to prove it as true or false, such statements are known as positive. While statements cannot be proved because those are personal opinions that vary from person to person, known as normative statements. Okay, we'll see positive statements can be proved through real world facts, while normative statements cannot be proved through real world facts. Okay, we will move to the next slide. Okay, there is an exercise. See, inflation rate in Sri Lanka is likely to rise in the coming months. It's a positive statement. Unemployment among educated youth should be reduced to the minimum possible levels within a shorter period of time. It's normative statement. Taking cigarettes reduces the strength of males. That's a positive statement. Privatizing of education is the first thing that should be done at this moment. It's a normative statement. Okay, I'll tell a special note for you. Positive statements explain about the situation that has been occurred or occurring or to be occurred, while normative statements focuses on what is expected or planned according to the expectations or desires. Positive statements can provide foundation base for organization and normative statements or normative statements. Example, total educational expenditure of government is only 3% of gross domestic production. Above statement is a positive statement because accuracy can be proved by using real world facts based on above statement. People can make suggestions or opinions regarding education expenses of government as follows. Government should increase educational expenditure in order to uplift literacy level. This is a normative statement because it's a personal opinion of somebody. Yes, for this normative statement was provided by previous positive statement. Okay, then we will move the next slide. Okay, we can see what are microeconomics and macroeconomics. These two terms refers to different approaches of economic analysis. First, let's try to understand two terms of micro and macro. Microequal implies a very small unit, while macro implies the whole mass or taking everything together at aggregate level. Okay, we'll see the definition for microeconomics. Microeconomics is a branch of the economics which study about one single unit in the entire economy, while in macroeconomics is a branch in the economics which study structure, behavior, and performances of economy as a whole. We'll see the examples for microeconomics. Study about the behavior of householders, studying how business firms maximize profits, behavior of firms, studying about behavior of a factor power, demand of goods, supply of a good, price of a good, scarcity, choice, opportunity cost. Those are the examples for what? Microeconomics. Okay, then examples for macroeconomics. Aggregate demand, aggregate supply, average price of all goods and services, inflation, unemployment, foreign exchange rate, balance of payment. So those are the examples for macroeconomics. I think you got this. Okay, let's move to the next slide. There is an exercise for you. Okay, can you state whether following are macroeconomic, microeconomics? Here, I mentioned those. So you don't worry. So the first one is consumption expenditure of a consumer. It's a macro, interest rate, macro, and price of a commodity, microeconomic, scarcity also are microeconomics. Okay, let's move to the second slide. Basic economic concepts, human needs and wants. We'll see the definition for needs. Needs are the physical and psychosocial basic requirements which are essential to be satisfied by a person when surviving as a human being. We need to fulfill those needs to survive as a human being. You need to wear, you need to eat, you need to drink, likewise. So there are two types of needs, known as physical needs as well as psychosocial needs. We'll see what are those. Okay, the physical needs are the needs have tangible nature. We can touch those needs. Those needs can be satisfied by goods and services. Okay, while psychosocial needs, these needs do not have tangible nature, cannot be satisfied by goods and services. Examples for physical needs: foods, water, clothes, shelter. We need foods for survival. We need water to survive. We need the clothes to wear and to survive. We need shelters to live to and survive. So examples for psychosocial needs. Love. We all need love, pure love. We all need affection. We all need kindness. We all need power as well. Okay, we'll see what are wants. Wants are the different ways or forms that use to fulfill needs and minimize the utility or satisfaction. Examples for needs. We will take need food, wants. You like to eat fruits, you like to eat pizza, you like to eat burger, you like to eat submarine, chicken curry, vegetables. That's how we fulfill our needs and minimize the utility. Clothing. We like to wear sari, we like to wear skirt, we like to wear trousers, blouse, tops, frocks. Shelters. We all are living in a house or an apartment or in a flat. But ancient people lived in caves or huts. And ancient kings are in a palace. Okay, for education, we need to go to school. After schools, we are going for university. It's government, private, or else. We need books to study. Nowadays, we need internet also. Okay, economics is paying attention only towards physical needs and wants because of ability to satisfy through goods and services in the market. All the other needs and wants that cannot be satisfied through goods and services are considered as non-economic needs and wants. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. So there are difference between needs and wants. We will compare needs and wants. Needs are limited while wants are unlimited. Needs are simple while wants are complex. Needs are common for everyone while wants are different from person to person. Needs are essential, compulsory to satisfy, while wants are optional, not compulsory to satisfy. Needs cannot be created, it's natural. Wants can be created, it's artificial. Okay, I think you got those things. Simple things. Okay, next one. Goods and bads. We will see what are the goods. Anything that generate positive satisfaction or utility, known as goods. Examples for goods: motor vehicles, foods and beverages, furniture, stationary equipments, service of a teacher, bads, anything that generate negative satisfaction or disutility. We don't like garbages, no? So, for examples, wild plants, garbage, cyclones like harmful sunlight rays. Okay, we will compare goods and bads. Goods generate positive satisfaction or utility, while bads generate negative satisfaction or disutility. There's a positive demand at zero price in goods, while there is a negative demand at price in bads. Price has to be paid in order to consume goods. In goods, a price has to be paid in order to escape consumption of bads. Okay, let's move to the next slide. We will classify goods. We will classify economic goods, non-economic goods, or free goods. We will see what are the economic goods. Anything with following features. Or we'll say what are the following features. First one is scarcity. Goods are limited in supply with compared to unlimited human wants. Second one, ownership. Humans have the ownership of economic good because those were produced by the human, not by the nature, man-made things. Third one, price. Oh, price. Not necessary to have a price in a good, to realize it as an economic good. If producer want, they can fix a price for goods in order to cover the opportunity cost and resource cost. We will see what are the examples. Motor vehicle, furniture, pen, laptop. Okay, we will see what are non-economic goods or free goods. Goods with an unlimited supply at zero price are known as non-economic goods or free goods. Okay, we will see what are the characteristics of a free good. No scarcity. No scarcity means unlimited in supply with compared to human wants. No ownership for human. Oh, since these goods are natural goods, gifts of nature, ownership is taken by the nature, not by the human, not by you, not by me. The third one, no price, zero price. Why is that? Cannot charge a price because no resource cost or opportunity cost is incurred by human to produce free goods. We will see the examples: rainwater, natural air, sunlight. Yeah, I think you got this. We will see. Okay, tell me, can a free good become an economic good? Anyone can tell me, can a free good become an economic good? Huh? Yes, you're correct. Free good can become an economic good when somebody incur resource cost or else opportunity cost on goods. Okay, here. First example. Sunlight is a free good, but if someone stores sunlight inside a solar panel, incurring a resource and opportunity cost, then sunlight in the solar panel is known as an economic good. Here I mention only one example. Is there anyone can say, tell me another two examples? Okay, I'll give 2 minutes. Oh, here, there's a one. Natural air is a free good, but if someone, yeah, you're correct. Natural air is a free good, but if someone store oxygen by producing an oxygen cylinder, then inside oxygen cylinder is an economic good because it is produced incurring resource cost and opportunity cost. Okay, we will see what is the next slide. Yeah, factors of production. So anything that can be used to produce goods and services, known as factors of production. Production factor can exist in tangible form, can touch, and in intangible form. cannot touch. Okay, here I compare economic resources and non-economic resources. Because production resources, there are two types of production resource known as economic resources, non-economic resources. Okay, we will see in economic resources. Economic resources are the production factors possess scarcity. That means economic resources are limited in supply with compared to unlimited human wants. Opportunity cost should be incurred when utilizing economic resources for production process. Example, land. Example for land, forest. Labor. Example for labor, carpenter. Capital. Example for capital, machine. Entrepreneurship. Example for entrepreneurship, for company owner. Okay, next we will move to non-economic resources. Non-economic resources are the production factors which do not possess scarcity. That means free resources, unlimited in supply, because these are the gifts of nature. I told you, opportunity cost is zero with regard to utilization of these resources for production process. Example for those, natural air, oxygen, rainwater, sunlight. Okay, we'll move. We can classify production resources into four also. First one, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Okay, we'll move to land. All the resources that used to produce goods and services defined as land. Forest resources, wild animals, gold, gem, diamond, silver, natural gas, water, all belong to land. Okay, we'll see. What is the payment for land? Is rent. Is rent. Factor income of landowners, right? Next, more. Okay, I classify land into two parts: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Okay, we'll see what are the renewable resources or live resources. Renewable resources are the natural resources which are regenerated again and again and again by the nature itself. Therefore, these resources are not reaching to an end or depreciated with the usage. While non-renewable resources, non-live resources are the natural resources which are not regenerated again and again and again and again by the nature itself. Therefore, these resources are reaching to an end or depreciate with the usage. Examples for renewable resources: forest resource, fish. Example for non-renewable resource: mineral oil, gold, diamond, gems, natural gases, coal. Nowadays, we need coal. Okay, we'll move to labor. Who is a labor? Physical and mental effort of human that used to provide a good or service. Example for labor: physical and mental effort of a teacher, physical effort of carpenter, mental effort of a corporate manager. Factor affecting for number of laborers in a country equal for labor force. Okay, we'll see determinants of quantity of labor in the country: size of population, physical health, health condition, competencies, education, migration, and immigration. Okay, we'll see the payment for labor is wages or salary. Manager in a company, they get salary from the company. Okay, we'll move to capital. Capital can be defined as all human creation which can be used as a basic to produce goods and services. Significance of capital is that it can be used repeatedly again and again in the process of production of goods and services. Example for capital: machine, factory buildings, equipment. Okay, we'll see the characteristics of capital. First one, capital is a human creation. It's a man-made thing. Next one, capital consists certain productivity. Productivity is equal to output divided by input. Okay. Third one, capital can be used repeatedly again and again and again in production process of goods and services. Fourth one, capital is depreciated over time with the usage. So the interest is the payment for capital. Okay, there are various forms of capital. We'll see what are the various forms of capital. First one is fixed capital. We'll see what are fixed capital. Man-made real assets that are used to produce goods and services. All the assets with non-material nature. Example, machines, equipments, factory buildings, utensils. So those are fixed capital. We'll move to working capital. Man-made different forms of stocks that are used to produce goods and services. Example, raw material. What are the raw material of a garment? Cotton, thread, butter. So semi-finished stock, partially completed t-shirts. We'll see finished goods, finished good stock, totally completed t-shirts, right? Right? Okay, right. Then the third one is economic overhead capital. Economic infrastructure facilities that used to produce goods or services. These capital forms help for economic well-being of a country. Okay, examples for economic overhead capital: highways, roads, airports, hydropower units. We'll move to social overhead capital. Social infrastructure facilities that used to produce goods and services. These capitals for helps for social well-being, social welfare of country. Schools, hospitals, religious places, libraries, we can take as examples. Okay, you know investment. Do you know the definition for investment? We'll see what is the definition for investment. Process of using savings for production of new capital goods. Adding new capital good to the existing stock of capitals in the country or an institution. And capital depreciation replacement, replacing depreciated parts of existing capital. Known as what? Is known as what? It's known as investment. Okay, we'll see what are the functions of investment. There are two functions: production of new capital. Second one, capital depreciation replacement. Okay. Next part. Wait. Do you know why money is not considered as capital? Anyone who know why money isn't considered as capital? Yes, you can see. Why isn't money considered as capital? So in 2010 A-level paper, they asked this question. Refer this question for exam. We'll see what is the answer. In economics, to consider certain asset as a capital production factor, it should directly contribute for production of goods and services. But monetary assets, including money, cannot contribute for production of goods and services direct. However, money can be used. However, money can be used to buy inputs required to produce final goods and services. That means money cannot contribute for production directly, right? Okay. Okay, final goods and services. Okay, we'll move to next slide. Okay, you can see the two types of investments, net investment and gross investment. We'll see net investment, process of using savings to produce new capital goods only is known as net investments, while process of using savings for both production of new capital and capital depreciation and replacement is known as gross investment. Example for net investment: producing new machines, productivity of new airport, construction of new factory, construction of new roads. Examples for gross investments: establishment of new industrial zone, renovating destroyed parts of existing road in that industrial zone area. Okay, we'll see how to calculate gross investment. By adding net investment and capital depreciation replacement, we can get the answer of gross investment. How to calculate net investments? By gross investment not gross investment minus capital depreciation replacement. Okay, we will move to last part of my presentation, right? Is entrepreneurship. We will see who is an entrepreneur. What is entrepreneurship? Process of organizing other factors of production like island labor capital and making policy decisions which involves a risk in order to produce goods and services. It's known as what? Entrepreneurship. Okay? Who is entrepreneur? People who are involving in this process are known as entrepreneurs. Okay, we'll see what are the functions of an entrepreneur. First one, combining land, labor, capital to initiate a production process. Second one, being innovative, introducing new things. Risk taking, there's a possibility to a profit or loss. Taking policy decisions, not day-to-day decisions, right? Last one, organizing and leading the production process. Example, owner of Hella Clothing, Dr. Diane Gomez. Okay, we'll compare entrepreneur and manager. Owner of a company. Entrepreneur, first difference is he is an owner of a company, while manager is a worker of the company, laborer. Second one, payment for entrepreneur is profit or loss. It's uncertain. But payment for managers are wages or salaries. It's certain. Third one, entrepreneur takes policy decisions while managers are implementing the policy decisions of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs takes a risk. Can you hear me?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Entrepreneur takes a risk while manager doesn't take a risk. Okay, we came to the end of this presentation, and
I think you got to know about the economics, to action to economics. So thank you, Mr. Prabhat Nalinda Tilakaratna, for giving me this opportunity. And thank you, Nana Paura. So I invite you, my dear girls and boys, subscribe this YouTube channel, Nana Paura, and click bell icon for future lessons and join Telegram group for future lessons also. Okay. Thank you so much, Nana Paura.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss. අද පැවැත්වුණේ කොන්දේශනය. ඉතින් කියන්න ඕනේ මිස් කිව්වා වගේම අපි නැනපාර නිර්මාතෘ ප්‍රභාත් තිලකරත්න මහතාව එතුමාගේ සංකල්පයක් යටතේ තමා මෙම වැඩසටහන් සියල්ලම කෙරෙන්නේ. එතුමා සමග ඒ වගේම අපිත් සමග නැනපාර ෆවුන්ඩේෂන් එකත් සමග රට අපේ සියලුම පාසල් වල ආචාර්ය මණ්ඩලය අපිත් සමග ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේම අපි සිංහල ඉංග්‍රීසි තමිල් යන මාධ්‍ය තුනෙන්ම දේශන සංවිධානය කරලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් කියන්න ඕනේ ඔයාලට අපේ මේ නැනපවර YouTube channel එක ගැන. අපේ නැනපවර ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් මේ දේශනේ නැවතත් අපේ YouTube channel එකකින් නරඹන්න. ඒ වගේම අපේ YouTube channel එකේ කලින් කරපු දේවලුත් කලින් කරපු වීඩියෝස් තියෙනවා. ඒවත් නරඹන්න අපිට හැකියාව තියෙනවා. නිකන් බලලා යන්න එපා. අපේ YouTube channel එක subscribe කරන්න, ඒ වගේම bell icon එකක් click කරන්න, ඒ වගේම like එකක් දාගෙන යන්නත්, share කරන්නත් අමතක කරන්න එපා. ඒ වගේම කියන්නනේ අපේ Instagram account එකයි Facebook account එකයි දෙකම follow කරගෙන යන්න කියලා. ඔයාලට ඉදිරි දේශන ගැන දැනගන්න ඕන නම් අපේ Telegram group එක හා සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපේ Telegram group එකේ link එක තියෙනවා අපේ YouTube channel එකේ. ඒකත් ගිහිල්ලා click කරලා Telegram group එකකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න ඉදිරි දේශන සඳහා. එහෙනම් අද දවස මම හිතනවා ඔයාලට මේ දේශනය හොඳට තේරුණා කියලා. එහෙනම් මේ හරවත් දේශනේ ඉදිරිපත් කර අපේ ඉකොනොමිස්ට් අපේ හදිපිරි ස්තුතිය ප්‍රකාශ කරන අතර නැවත දේශනයකින් අපි හමු වෙමු. බොහොමත්ම ස්තුතියි.
වාණිජ, විද්‍යා, කලා, ගණිත, තාක්ෂණ වේදය, විෂය ධාරාවන් වල සියලුම විෂයන් සඳහා දැන් නැනපවුර YouTube channel එක ඔස්සේ නැරඹිය හැක.